This is slowing us down to be able to catch P1. Oh! Sometimes it doesn't take long into a race before you realise the win is off the table. The cars ahead just have a little bit more pace than you. But then, with a couple of sliding doors moments, maybe actually you're in a better position than you realise, and by the time you get to the last lap, you're battling for the win. And that's exactly what happened to us here. Welcome back to another daily race. This week we are racing at Watkins Glen International on the long course. It's a Group 3 race for 11 laps and both the soft and the hard are mandatory tyres. Fuel is not going to be a problem, but tyre wear will make a difference. That's why the tyre strategy here is so critical. You can either go aggressive starting on the softs, putting on the hards around lap 3 to 5, or like us, you can go with the conservative approach, starting on the hards and then putting on the softs around laps 6 to 8. Right, the game of who's on hards, who's on softs. Let the truth unveil itself. As usual, it's going to take a couple of laps, but we are going to find out what tyres everyone is running, and it will make a difference in this race. Car behind's a bit racy. Don't blame them. They're at the M6, and they're probably on softs. The way that they're getting through corners, they're definitely on softs. Look at that traction. Good racing, mate. Well done. That was really good racing. Look, sometimes game recognizes game. If someone makes a good overtake on you, applaud them. Why not? It looks like there's a definite gap here forming between... well... oh no, horrible. I was going to say top 5 and everyone else, but it's more realistically top 4, then me, then everyone else. As you can tell, we're still trying to figure out exactly where we fit in this race, but things are already about to change. And we've got a lot of penalties up front. Again, it's going to work in our favour here. So taking another look at both of these, unfortunately P3 cuts things just a little bit too fine going through the bus stop. And then we see P4 does the exact same thing, cutting it just as fine, just as close, and getting the penalty. So we're definitely going to be able to take advantage of P4. I don't know if we're going to be close enough for P3, maybe. Yeah. Let's go. As you can see, we are not in the Metacar here, but we are in the Porsche 911, running a custom RufffWizard livery. If you ever do want to use a custom RufffWizard livery, just search for Ruff. Yeah, look at that time, 45.9. My gosh. There's no way you're doing that on the set hards. If you are, you would not be in my lobby. So if we can get away with it, I want to go 7 laps this time on the hards. And then slap on some softs. This is a great time to remind you that after the race we will be looking at the RufffWizard Daily Race Awards, where we'll be looking for the nominees and winners of Best Overtake, Best Livery, and unfortunately, the Most Unlucky Moment. Stick around to the end to find out who our winners are. Oh, that's a penalty. Dang it. Not what we needed. Really not what we needed. Alright, with that penalty, you can see the cars behind us aren't too far back, so we need to put our foot down and make sure that we build a gap big enough that we can keep the position. I think the gap's decent right now. I should stay ahead of them. As you can see, we did do enough. We're going to serve the penalty and we're still going to hold on to P3. And as we're doing this, we can see that the 2 cars in front, they're pulling into the pits, revealing that they definitely were on the soft tyres, which is going to give us an opportunity to now take the lead of the race, running clean air before we get in the pits ourselves and put on some softs. Looks like a lot of cars started on softs. And we've got a 4-second lead on the other hard runners. If I can keep this gap through this next lap, I'm doing 7. So while we continue to try and build the gap over the other hard runners, behind us we have the net lead of the race changing hands. I guess the game is now, what position am I racing for? I'm P1 and P2. They've got that locked up. I'm either racing for the podium or a top 5? I don't really know, to be honest. Hard to tell. We were clearly miscalculating the delta between the hards and the softs, and as we were about to put them on, we were about to see P1 and P2 weren't in the clear yet. No penalty, no penalty. Most important thing. I have no idea how to attack that pit entry. So as we're coming into the pits to take off our hard tyres and put on a pair of brand new softs, as we fully expected, the net P1 and P2 are going to take over the lead of this race. The question then becomes, how far ahead are they going to be, and how much work is it going to be for us to be able to catch them up? Ooh, we actually gained a little bit on them in that stint. So when I thought they had all-out pace over us, we were on worn hards and actually lapping a little bit quicker than them on fresher hards. Right, let's be careful not to overdrive this. Oh, there's a penalty as well. It's going to work in our favour. If you've made it this far and you're enjoying the video, please give it a like, and then you could subscribe and hit that bell to get notified of future content. Alright. Let's pick our moments here. So into the final 3 laps, we're doing what we thought was impossible. We've caught up to the 2 in front, and not only is a podium on, but maybe a P2. Maybe even a win. It's going to be tough to overtake, you know. We've got to be in the right situation. Oh, don't get a penalty. This is slowing us down to be able to catch P1. Oh! That was a complete accident. Oh! I'm gonna have to... No! Oh, that was a complete accident. Everything that just happened was a complete accident. Okay, so clearly there was a bit of miscommunication there where they were trying to let me go by, as I clearly had more pace than them. But then on top of that, using a new wheel and not 100% sure where all the buttons are, I've accidentally pressed the start, which of course puts you in auto drive, and you definitely go a little bit slower. At this point, I'm a bit frantic. I just want to get back into the race and make sure I can chase down this leader. Alright. We've got 2 laps to get this done. Catching is one thing, overtaking is another. there's only a few corners left. I don't know where I'm going to get this done. Come on. Get a bit of slide there. It's got to be here. It's got to be here. Got more traction. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Don't lose it now. Don't lose it now. Let's go. Bring it on. One more corner. Oh, is that a penalty? Let's go. Let's go. Yes, I will take that win every day of the week and twice on Sundays. I truly thought that I didn't have the pace to be able to get up to the front there. However, that's the nature of a race where you've got both the racing hards and the racing soft tyres. Sometimes the delta can be a lot bigger than you expect, and you just have to settle into the race and see how things unfold. But anyway, enough with that race recap. Let's go to my favourite part of this, the RufffWizard Daily Race Awards. And as always, we're going to start with the best overtake. And our first nominee is Brand Schnitzel. Coming into turn 1, they've realised the cars in front are having a little bit of tiff. They have to put on a little bit of extra brake but keep enough speed to carry through and pass both cars, taking P2. Our second nominee is M Gartner on the very last lap, going into the last corner, putting herself in the right position to be able to take the inside line. There's a little bit of contact and they get a bump to the rear, but they keep the car steady and go on to take P2. And our third and final nominee is Toxicus Blast, coming uphill towards the left-hander. They do get on the dirty stuff, but they manage to keep enough traction and pace to sneak up onto the inside going into the penultimate corner, where they secure the position, hold on to take P7. And the winner for best overtake is... it's M Gartner. M Gartner knew that they had the tyre advantage, with the car in front being on hards and they're on softs. Yes, there was a little bit of contact going through the corner, but I think it was absolutely fair play, and this did secure them in the end, P2. Well done, M Gartner, you are this week's winner of Best Overtake. Next, let's move on to Best Livery. First up, we have our Best Overtake winner. It's M Gartner back in the awards, but this time for livery. You can see they're sporting the Asphalt Sharks Lambo here with the aqua and pink livery, with the black being accented for what looks like a shattered glass effect. It's quite effective. And our second nominee is another Eria's classic, another food-based livery. It's the Lindt Chocolate M6. Now, there's not much in the way of graphics in this one. We do, of course, have our chocolate bar there, but I've got to say, for a black livery, there's some really well-placed logos on here. And last but not least, we have Yan 80 with what I can only call this metallic green throwback to the Need for Speed days. And the winner for best livery is... it's Yan 80. Now, this may be a controversial one, but for me, this brought a lot of nostalgia. It really threw me back into the Need for Speed days, especially Need for Speed Underground. Even the metallic green on top of the graphics, it really stood out among the field for me. Well done, Yan 80, you are this week's winner of Best Livery. And then moving on to our final award, the one that you probably don't want to win, but at least let's recognize you for it, and that is the most unlucky moment. And as always, there are no nominees, we're going straight into the winner. And the unlucky winner this week of most unlucky moment is... Rose. So let's take a look at what happened. You've really got to feel for Rose here. Come around the corner, they're minding their own business, but a couple of cars ahead, someone gets a bit squirrely, comes across the track, and spears them into oblivion. The game saw this as enough to reset Rose on the track, and then they did carry on their way, and we'll see where they got up to in a bit. But first, looking at the offender themselves, we can see it does take them a second before they get moving, and then they decide, you know what, I'm out of here. And then coming back to Rose to see how things play out, unfortunately for them, on the very next lap, they do find themselves dipping into the grass, having another spin, and at this point, you can tell they're just thinking, this race, it's not for me, and they themselves exit. Rose, I'm so sorry that had to happen to you, and it completely unsettled your race, and then that final moment that made you want to quit. Look, I know how it feels when races don't go your way. My advice, don't quit, just use it as a practice session. But I completely understand, and at least we've recognized why you ended up quitting, what led up to that event. Anyway, that's all I have for you this week. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end. If you did enjoy, consider giving it a like. If you want to see more in the future, you can always subscribe. And if you feel like you got a little bit more time right now, I got a couple of options for you here. I'll see you next time. I'm out.